Hey y'all, welcome back. So I appreciate you for clicking my video. As you see from the title, we are going to be discussing the top 5 must-knows. So 5 things you definitely need to know before you decide to become an extreme couponer. Now I will say I have been couponing for a little over 8 years now, and being an extreme couponer definitely is very rewarding. They definitely have a lot of benefits. But of course, I want to keep it real, and it's not always just peaches and cream. Is that the right way to say that? But it's not always just, good. I want to kind of tell you what also goes on behind the scenes. So I want to give you the top 5 must-knows that I feel like will be very beneficial for you to know before you decide to jump on to becoming an extreme couponer. And I definitely love it. I know sometimes it can require a lot of time, but I definitely do enjoy it because I'm getting things that I need for free and sometimes even getting paid to take them out the store. So it sounds like a win-win to me. But if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and also turn on that bell notification button so you don't miss whenever I post multiple videos throughout the week and whenever I announce any giveaways. And then those that have been subscribed and you have that bell notification button on, I appreciate you. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the top 5 must-knows. All right, y'all. So for step number 1, or the first thing I want you all to know, is to be patient. Be patient. Start slow, build up. And what I mean by that is you're going to see a whole bunch of deals each and every day probably, or every week. And it's okay that if you don't get every deal. And when you're new, it can be overwhelming. So just start slow. Start with the free deals that you may see your favorite couponers like me do. And then start to build up. Don't just run and do every deal that you see. Just be patient because your stockpile will take time to grow. So a lot of times if you see couponers with big stockpiles, it didn't happen overnight. It definitely takes time. And I also would recommend, like I said, be patient. Pick one store. Pick a store that's probably like close to your job or like your hobby, or if couponing is your hobby, maybe your other hobby. Like if you work out, maybe there's a CVS or a Dollar General near one of those places that you pass frequently. Start there, and then you follow one of those couponers that strictly does that store on a weekly basis or consistently. And then from there, you start to see what works for you. Okay, doing this deal on this day works good. So what I would suggest is be patient, start slow, build up your stockpile, and pick one store to start off with. Like I said, one that may be close to home, one that may be close to your work, because maybe on your lunch break, then you can go and do the deals. And then also maybe starting off with the rebate apps. So I do have a video showing you how to use those free rebate, like cashback apps. And that may be a good starting point, because at least with that, doing that, you're just simply buying items that you probably were going to get anyway, and then you're just submitting your receipt. So that could be a good way to start, and then that money that you make from that, you can then use that to maybe turn around and coupon at other stores. So that would also be a good idea as well. If you're new to couponing, just be patient. Maybe start with downloading those rebate apps like IBOTTA, Fetch Rewards, that just require you to take a picture of your receipt. And then that way it'll be a little less overwhelming when you're starting off. And then, like I said, also try to look at those other couponers that frequently shop at that store that you decided to pick on. And then kind of take from what works best for you from them. So I definitely hope you found that first step helpful. Be patient, y'all. It will come. All right. So for step number 2, space. I'm telling y'all, you start slow, you build up. If you're couponing consecutively, like consistently every week, it's going to start to build up. So you want to make sure that you're going to have the space to store these items. Plan what you're going to do with these items. Are you going to donate them? Are you going to sell them like on places like Facebook Market? Are you going to do yard sales? Are you going to keep the stock? So that way you have multiple of items and you don't have to run to the store and get them because you've couponed them for really, really cheap. So make sure you have the space, because you start slow, it'll start building up pretty fast once you get into your routine. So I did want to consider that, and I mentioned that because, like I said, I'm going through this now, so I wanted to share some of my top 5 must-knows with you all, because I feel like space is definitely important to consider, because we do deals each and every week, But you got to have space to put the items because, again, they start to pile up and build up. So it's okay to have multiple of the item, but just consider the space and just make sure you're being mindful of that. And then do what works best for you. So if you know you have a basement that you can use or a garage that you can use, or if you may not have a lot of storage, try to find what works best for you, but just consider the space when you are couponing. So number one, be patient with yourself. It's okay. A lot of these other couponers that you see, like myself, it takes time to build up these stockpiles. And then number two, y'all, space. Make sure you have the space to store all of these items, and just figure out what you're trying to do with the items. Again, are you trying to donate them? Are you trying to sell them? Make sure you have space. But now let's go ahead and get into must know number 3. All right, y'all. So for step number 3, I have time management. This is a big one. And like I said, I've gone through this, so I'm just teaching you all so that way you all can be prepared. But you want to have time management. You want to set a time and stick to it. I know it's been times where I've gone into the store. I'm like, wow, it's been 2-3 hours. I'm here. I see the employees coming in, coming out. So, and then you realize, like, wait, do I even really need this deal? So it's very important that you manage your time well. Pick a time and stick to it. I'm only going to spend 30 minutes in CVS. And to also make your time management go by smoothly, plan your deals ahead. So if you know that you're going to coupon, let's say at Dollar General on Saturday when they typically have their 5 off of 25 digital coupon, don't wait till Saturday to do your deals. Because when they post the new week ad, I would then take that time to look at the deals, work out what works best for you. And also make sure you're getting what you need. Because that can be another great thing as well. Because starting off, I was just getting deals just because it was free. Like, oh, I got this deal, it's free. But I may not have really needed it. Now, sometimes I will get stuff that I may not necessarily need. But if it's making me money, I'm going to definitely get it. But if it's something that it was just free or I got it for $1 and it's something that I don't even need, it's not going to be beneficial for you. But if it's making you money taking it out of the store, then why not? But for your time management's sake, don't spend hours and hours on a deal that you probably don't even need. So definitely consider that when you are planning your deals. Plan ahead. Again, set a time and stick to it. And again, get what you need. Check the store prior, like for the inventory. Now, sometimes that may not always be accurate, but you can at least kind of cater it to that. Like if you're going to shop at Dollar General and you know there's 2 stores in the area, I wouldn't mind checking to see if their inventory for a certain product you're trying to get is in stock. Now, I have seen, though, in the past where it may not necessarily be accurate, but if you know, like I said, there's 2 stores in your area, you're not sure which one you want to go to, I would then maybe see if I can check the inventory for some of the products that I'm trying to get, and I probably will go to the one that seems to maybe have the items in stock because there may be a chance that they may actually be in stock. So that's something else to consider. So definitely consider that for step number 3, time management. And y'all, I've been through it. I'm going through it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Plan out your deals ahead. Pick a time, stick to it. And then focus on the things that you need. All right, y'all. So for step number 4, walk away. And what I mean by that is, even now as a couponer, I still run into situations where I get into a store, I execute the deal, I get ready to pay, and I'm like, wait a minute. They said $5. I was only supposed to pay 30 cents. It's okay to walk away, y'all. It's okay to tell the cashier, hey, you know what? Which is what I typically like to do. I'm going to go ahead and just step to the side real quick. My total didn't come out how I planned. I don't want to hold up the line. I just want to see what didn't work out. And then I take time to just recalculate my transaction to see where I missed. And then it may be, oh, I forgot to clip this coupon. Or, oh, it's actually $3 more. That sale ended yesterday. So when you're planning ahead, that can, of course, help minimize the need to walk away. But it's okay because even now, like I said, as a couponer, we still make mistakes. And sometimes the total may not come out how we planned. And it's okay to tell the cashier, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get this. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be paying for these products. And so if you don't want to pay more than what you expected, and if you do, it's gonna end up putting you in a funky place that you don't want to be in. And deals come back and around all the time, guys. So it's okay if you really wanted to get a deal, but it didn't come out how you planned. It's okay to walk away and just know that deals do come back around all the time. So when you get into these stores, make sure that, of course, you're planning ahead, and then that way you kind of have your deals planned out, and then you can minimize the amount of errors that may happen at the checkout, because it definitely can, of course, put you in a funk if the total doesn't come out how you planned. Like if you planned on paying $1, but then your total came out to $10, you may not want to go ahead and pay that, because that's a big difference. Now, if the total was $1, I mean, let's say you planned on your total being $1, but it ended up being like $1.50. You may be okay with paying the 50 cents, and I probably would be too. But if it's like a big jump and you're like, wait a minute, I'm almost paying like $3 or $4 more than I anticipated, it may be best to just say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and not get this transaction, but I do want to kind of see where I went wrong. And you may not even have to say that. It's okay to say no, and I like to typically offer to put the items back. Sometimes some cashiers may say don't worry about it, but it's okay, y'all, to not get the items, because remember, deals do come back around. It's okay to say no, guys. And trust me, even now, with me kind of being more seasoned and more experienced as being an extreme couponer, I still make mistakes. And you will always still make mistakes, but it's okay, because you know what? You learn and you grow from those mistakes. And like I said, I wanted to bring this video to you all because I thought that it would be helpful to kind of show you all what I go through as a couponer. That way it can be beneficial for you, so that way you can have more confidence when you're out there trying to become an extreme couponer. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into our last and final must know before becoming an extreme couponer. But if you like this content so far, definitely do me a favor and subscribe, and also turn on that bell notification, so again, you don't miss whenever I post multiple videos throughout the week and whenever I announce any giveaways. So without further ado, let's get into our last and final must know before becoming an extreme couponer. And for this last and final step, which is one of those steps that everybody needs to hear, it's okay to say no. And that can go for things that you took time to work out deals and create your large stockpile. Maybe you don't want to give away the 10 ties that you spent multiple weeks working out deals to accumulate. Maybe you don't want to give that away. And it's okay, because you put in the time. You spent hours working out these deals. It's okay to tell someone no. It's okay. And then also, that also can work together when it comes to taking a break. Sometimes couponing can be overwhelming, especially if you're doing it like me on a consecutive basis. Even though I love it, it's a hobby for me and I get paid to do it, but it definitely can be overwhelming. Because some days it may not be a great deal, but you're like, I still need to get a video out. But just realize that at the end of the day, you're doing this because you like it and you enjoy it. So if it starts to feel like work, then maybe you need to take some time back and take a break. And that's okay. So it's okay to say, no, I'm not couponing today or tomorrow. I'm going to take a break. And like I said, it's okay to say no for items in your coupon that someone may want, that you may not want to give away, because you took the time to work out those deals and go get the items. So it's easy for someone to see your big stockpile, but may not necessarily consider the fact that all the time you put into building it. So like I said, it's okay to say no. So I definitely hope that you all found these 5 top must knows before becoming an extreme couponer helpful. Definitely comment below some other suggestions that you all may have for all of my fellow extreme couponers already out there. I definitely, again, hope you've all found this video helpful. If you are new to couponing, though, comment below. I definitely want to see. And if you are here from Georgia like me, give me a peach down below. And also comment below even if you're not from Georgia. So I definitely hope you all found this video helpful. Again, check out my other how-to or my beginner couponing one-on-one series, so that way you can start couponing easily. So I'll see you all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.